Most people don't realize that there are highly classified contracts by all the major developing countries, whether you're talking about China, Russia, the United States, for the super soldier.
They've learned how to read brainwaves and how to translate and interpret brainwave activity to the point that now, games makers are making game systems and kids are moving objects around on screens by thought alone, just by wearing a headset.
So much is happening right now, and we're reaching a point where we can do things that we never thought were possible.
This is a brave new world that's coming on the scene that I think is going to be shocking to a lot of people, and should be shocking. For good reason, it's shocking.
This is where it starts to get interesting, is because what's pushing all these, besides their normal pressures of advancement, is an arms race.
Big parade that turned the tide of war.
Using sensory equipment and artificial intelligence.
There's this enormous mystery waiting to be unlocked. As humans, we can identify galaxies light years away. We can study particles smaller than an atom, but we still haven't unlocked the mystery of the 3 pounds of matter that sits between our ears. And the Brain Initiative will change that by giving scientists the tools they need to respond to our thoughts. And that knowledge will be transformative.
The Jasons, the uppermost scale, most brilliant minds, they are an elite group of scientists that advise the U.S. Pentagon. They're saying to our U.S. military that they have to get ahead of human alteration, including genetic enhancement, because otherwise our competitors or enemies are going to dominate us, let's say, on the battlefield or in the marketplace.
The soldier whose capabilities of motion, of fighting, of perception, of communication with their partners, being enhanced by these technologies. There is a huge, well-funded drive for the super soldier.
We can't afford to miss these opportunities while the rest of the world races ahead. We have to seize them.
Now we have it in military budgets.
In the budget I will send to Congress next week, I will propose a significant investment by the National Institutes of Health, DARPA, and the National Science Foundation to help get this project off the ground.
DARPA, for instance, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, they have in this year's budget literally millions of dollars to create the blueprint for changing the DNA of our soldiers on the battlefield, produce what they're calling the 47th human chromosome.
And every dollar we spend to map the human genome has returned $140 to our economy.
It's kind of a high-tech way of being able to jack in to soldiers on the battlefield in terms of like biological warfare. They would need to do something to make rapid genetic modification to them on the battlefield that might somehow improve their immune systems or something to make them more resilient for biological warfare purposes.
So the world we're looking at, that's only a few years, we're not talking decades, the year 2040 or something, you're talking in the 2020s, if you will, where the kind of world we'll be living in is very different than the one we know today.